Loving this music. We're officially live, and I'm calling this hashtag don't make excuses. So coming to you live, I'm gonna turn off the music. A little way to get us started. Get a little easier at the end of the day here. All right. Well, I hope y'all have had a great day. For those on the West Coast logging on, would love to hear where everybody is watching from. I thought the background music would be fun. I didn't want to go too crazy with like too jazzy at the end of the day, but wanted to come on live and just chit chat with you. So let me see. So for today, we wanted to be talking about a few things, but specifically, really unlocking your full potential in this exciting world of personal growth and lifelong learning. If you're anything like me, I'm always up for becoming a better person in any area of life. And like, what's that mean? Like nurturing your whole self in all areas, right? So, how do we become a more well rounded person and really go all in on whatever it is that we're working on, right? So, let's get rolling. Let me pull up here what I had for today's session. And totally in the comments, would love to hear. I'm Jenna Vargas here live from Tampa, Florida. Quick little intro. So, I help corporate women escape the 9 to 5 to start a virtual consulting business by monetizing their expertise and replacing their 6 figure income within 6 to 12 months. Over the last number of years, I've been helping more B2C clients, such as like experts and executives, really develop a powerful personal brand and job search strategy to really discover remote work opportunities, make more money, and save time in the process. So that kind of just recaps kind of what I've my kind of my lens, if you will. But specifically for today, I know for myself, it's so important to really challenge myself and make recommendations and really encourage my clients and equip my clients to hone in whether they're learning a new skill, hobby, educating themselves to really be able to advance, pivot, or transition their career, or even branch out and start their own business. So, um, I know for me, like, do you ever feel like you're not fully reaching your full potential? And I know for me, like in the corporate world, I had felt a little bit over the years, when the roles kind of get monotonous, I don't feel challenged, I'm underutilized, undervalued, under serving who I potentially can. And I just kept having like the reason I feel like I just always come back to entrepreneurship is because it allows for me not only financial and time freedom, but to really maximize my full potential and grow in these different areas. So that's why, specifically with social media, I'm really challenging myself and my clients to really be able to position themselves A, as a thought leader, and B, as an authority in their space and an area that they really are intrigued to like hone their skills on. Um, so I will let you all comment. Love to see who's on, who's logging in, I'm guessing you are watching either from Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, or YouTube Live. Would love to hear from you. And as I continue to do these live broadcasts, I would also love to bring you on screen. So we can have very engaging conversation. And then eventually I'll be doing like a networking segment where we'll be able to have multiple people on starting the conversation. It will not just be me, myself, and I. So if you have ever felt like you're not reaching your full potential, something to keep in mind is maybe there's something missing in your life, your career, or future business, right? So you're not alone. Many people struggle with the same feeling. And that's why I'm saying, raising my hand, myself included. The good news is for each of you, as well as for myself, is that there is a solution, which is personal growth and lifelong learning. And I feel like if we're not growing, if we're not learning, there's a lack of joy, fulfillment, a lack of just you're in that kind of a fixed setting or a fixed mindset instead of a growth mindset. So, really unlocking your full potential starts with a commitment to continuous learning and personal development. So I'm really intrigued by all things personal development and really nurturing the whole self while we kind of pursue our work in life passions and purpose. It's all about investing in yourself, taking those risks, and really stepping outside of your comfort zone and my comfort zone. It's about embracing new experiences and perspectives and really challenging ourselves to be the best we can be. So, the best versions of us, right? So, the world of personal growth and lifelong learning is exciting, engaging, and super rewarding. And I had a call with a client or a prospective client yesterday, and I think a lot of it comes back to like, um, having a sense of confidence, a positive mindset. And I know we talk, these are buzzwords that kind of are thrown around, but we definitely need to get comfortable with how can we stretch ourselves outside of our comfort zone and show up differently. And that's what I ask myself on a daily and weekly basis. That way, not only am I transforming how I'm showing up and to serve my clients, but also how I serve my family, how I show up for my husband, how I show up in each of my different roles as a human being. And that's, I encourage you to also kind of explore that as well. It doesn't always go as planned, but it definitely is something to consider kind of working on each of these areas throughout each season of your life. Like you can only take on so much, but just to keep front of mind. So, some of the top reasons is personal growth improves our self confidence and self esteem. So, as we learn new skills and knowledge, we'll become more confident in these. In our own abilities. So, this really increases overall confidence that spills over, like I said, into the other areas of life, making us more resilient, adaptable, and effective. So, some of the other areas we have business and career kind of goes together. We have finances, we have health and well-being, kind of that overall wellness, growth, right? We have recreation and fun, relationships, like friends, family, spouse, partner, and then we have spirituality. So those are some of the core areas that we're talking about here. So personal growth expands all of our horizons, right? So learning new things really exposes us to different perspectives and ideas. And this also opens up our understanding of the world and how we see things from a different angle. This can also lead to greater empathy, greater communication skills, and more meaningful relationships, and how we connect both compassionately and empathetically and just relate with others through relationship. So personal growth number 3 also keeps you relevant. So in today's rapidly changing world, it's important to stay current with new technologies, trends, and ideas by continuously learning and staying relevant and competitive in your career. So like I was saying, whether you are feel free to drop in the comments where you're watching live from. I'm here in Tampa, Florida. Cozy. The kids are home, so I'm still just trying to get my live in for the day. And this is one of my stretch goals for myself before baby 4 comes, to really be able to get comfortable with my flow and process of like serving, adding value, and showing up. So hashtag no excuses, right? I'm showing up, no makeup, super cozy, coming live from the bedroom here. Um, so the other thing I was going to say is, so whether you're starting your own business or advancing, pivoting, or transitioning your career, this is so relevant to both B2B and B2C groups that I work with and clients, because we want to be relevant. We want to be authority figures in our space and thought leaders, right? A servant leader. So how we show up and what's going to make us uniquely different and give us that competitive advantage compared to others. So as an example, just finished last February 2022 my doctoral program. It was expensive. No, I didn't need it. It was a personal goal. And for me, it's all about what can I do to take myself and my experience, my education, my work to that next level so I can serve more people even deeper. Number 4 is personal growth can lead to new opportunities. So as you develop those new skills and knowledge, you'll open up new doors of opportunity. So as an example, as I started that doctoral program, I was able to land a really high profile client when we were living in the Washington, D.C. area. We call it the DMV. The client thought it was really cool because I would be hiring people with PhDs and et cetera. They thought it was great that I myself had it, so that showed more credibility. So you may discover a new passion or interest that leads to a new career or business opportunity. So just being very open minded to what's to come. What are those just kind of what's that gut intuition of like, am I aligned with what I'm doing? Is there something else I could be doing in the corporate world or outside of the corporate world? Not everyone's made to be a business owner, but I'm really passionate about helping people, especially for that work life harmony, if they have been considering starting their own virtual consulting firm based on their monetizing their expertise. That is my jam. And that's really where um, I'm looking to work with women to really help them develop that out. So, personal growth is fun, which is number five. Learning new things can be a lot of fun. It can also be a great way to meet new people. So, think of things like exploring new hobbies and also challenge yourself in new ways. So, I'm all about it. So, thinking to yourself, how can I unlock my full potential through personal growth and lifelong learning? So, this is something I regularly ask myself. Is there an area that I can grow in, area to improve on? I never want to be like, hey, I have it all figured out. Everything's great. It's not. Like, there's always something that we can improve, but we also want to celebrate the small wins, which is going to come up here in a moment. So, some of the tips I would give is number one is set goals. Be specific. I'm sure you've heard of like SMART goals, right? Specifically for your personal growth that have a timeline, have kind of like a goal in mind, and it's very specific what we're trying to achieve with your personal growth. So, this will help you stay focused and motivated. The second thing is creating a plan. So, create a plan for achieving your goals, break them down, into smaller, actionable steps is so helpful. And really take action. This is what I have to constantly remind myself, even when you're fearful or when you're scared or when you're embarrassed or whatever. It's stepping outside of the comfort zone, right? And don't wait for it to be perfect. Like, yes, I would love to be dressed up. Am I in the mood? Not really, but I still want to show up. So don't wait for the perfect time or for everything to be just right. Start taking steps towards your goals today. Again, chunk them out, keep them small. The next thing is embrace your challenges. So don't be afraid to take on challenges, really stepping outside of our comfort zone. That is where most growth will happen, where we kind of push ourselves beyond just being comfortable. Celebrate your progress. This is something I need to slow down and do is celebrate your progress along the way. Recognize the small wins and milestones that we achieve. So a lot of times it's like a moving target. I'm on to the next thing. Who else can I serve? How can I show up, in a more comprehensive way? But it's all about reflecting and being grateful for each of the small wins to kind of get you there. So, many a times, as far as being agile, consistent, and resilient, I know for myself, I struggle with this from time to time, but naturally, I have a positive growth mindset. So sometimes I get stuck with analysis by paralysis, and I'd encourage you to try a new or different approach to learning and personal development and see what the outcome turns into. So, really, that adaptability, agility, and resilience is so, so critical. Um, as far as continuing learning and personal development can really, like we said, open up new opportunities and really help us improve ourselves, not only in the workplace and what we do for a living, but also in our personal lives. So, whether we want to get better with communication or marketing or um, better with our finances, there's always something that we can improve on because none of us are perfect. We're human, right? And if you're just logging on, definitely put in the comment section where you're logging in from or where you're watching from. I'm here in Tampa, Florida. Would love to see you and bring you on camera if you have any questions. Um, so many of us have big careers and career and life dreams. So you might be looking to advance your career, start your business. Either way, I'd encourage you to face fear in the eye. So that's what I was saying is like sometimes the best way, what is it, over is through, like just hitting it head on and just every day showing up, even if it's 30 minutes, 20 minutes, you're showing up and getting that muscle exercise. That's what I have to tell myself. As far as personal growth and fulfillment, it's important for us to keep in mind, let's say we want to explore maybe a new interest or hobby or discover our passions and develop skills. We kind of been stuck in just the monotony of what we've been doing. So learning something new can be so, so fulfilling and provide a sense of accomplishment and purpose. So sometimes for me, I know like journaling, getting it off my heart, out of my head, out of the subconscious, can really lead to increased self-confidence and self-esteem. So, um, I would say definitely making the space and opening up ourselves to what is the right direction. I think just letting it sometimes organically happen, taking those action steps, and reflecting on, did that feel good? Did that fulfill me? Do I feel joy? Do I feel kind of energized, or was it very exhausting or energy depleting? Um, let me see. So, as an example, this may be signing up for a new hobby, joining like an entrepreneurship networking group, digital course. You might want to take a digital course or two, or consider, is it worth me investing in continuing my education program, or maybe even the certificate program you've had your eyes on. So, definitely highly encourage you to do the same. So when it comes to like networking and building connections, this is another important critical piece to help us build new connections and expand our network. So maybe attending conferences, workshops, and other events could be a great opportunity to meet new people. Um, and these connections can also be valuable for both personal and professional growth, and can lead to new opportunities and collaboration. So early on in my business, I know when I went to the Fort Lauderdale or South Florida, like the Broward SHRM, which is the um, Society of Human Resource Management, I believe is what the acronym stands for. It was such an opportunity to learn through the workshop, to network. They had a happy hour to also mix and mingle with people about job opportunities. I mean, hands down, personal growth and professional growth was all over. And I went to a number of their workshops and activities, but it was so valuable and so worth my time and energy. Um, I did want to mention, now that I'm almost 40, I have learned a very valuable, um, how valuable networking and building genuine relationships are. So I believe it was Julia Pimsler that had recently mentioned, or I read in one of her books. I think it was Go Big Now, which was out. I did it like the Audible. I read that, or I heard that recently she was saying, in our 20s and 30s, we're really taking that time to nurture and hone and perfect our skills and talents. And then in our 40s, it's all about networking, learning to serve in a larger capacity, but also still continuing to grow personally and professionally, right? So keep in mind that 6 degrees of separation is a real thing. And that's what I tell my clients as well. So I'll drop a link as far as to connect, to network, to build like, I'm building out a members circle, so that way we can really hone in on not only networking and supporting, but also valuable resources and workshops and guests, to be able to really encourage myself included and you all in the process. So stay tuned for that. A few tips here. Let me just look. Okay. So a few other tips I wanted to highlight here as far as making growth and personal development and lifelong learning part of your daily routine. We talked already, a recap on setting goals, defining what you want to achieve, and set specific, measurable goals to work towards. Another one is make time for learning. So, really dedicating time each day or week to learn, and also focus on personal development. What do we want to learn? Maybe in my digital notepad, I make a list of like the top things I want to learn, personally and professionally, and then schedule it on the calendar just like you would an important activity. So, you kind of time block. Another one would be taking courses and workshops. So this to me sounds exciting. Others may dread it, but attending workshops, courses, and events in your field to stay up to date with the latest trends and developments. And then the next one is join a community. So this is what I was talking about. I'll put the link for Vargas Plus. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to keep the name or change the name, but it's a member circle. You could even join like an online community, mastermind group, or find a mentor who provides guidance and support. So, mentorship is hands down so helpful to help you save time and energy. Two other things as far as reading and listening, definitely all about reading books, listening to audibles, podcasts, maybe even consuming other forms of media to expand your knowledge and understanding. And once you find somebody that teaches and communicates well with you, you're going to find that like you click and you understand, and it's very simplified. Not everybody jives, so you have to kind of see who would be a good person to mentor and teach you. And then experiment and try new things. So this would be important with new approaches to learning and personal development. What worked in the past may not work in the future, and vice versa. If it hasn't worked, it might work now. So mixing it up a little. Um, So, kind of recapping, really unlocking your full potential through personal growth and lifelong learning is so exciting and such a rewarding journey. So, really keep in mind about investing in yourself, taking those risks, facing your fears, and challenging yourself to be the best you can be. By committing to continuous learning and personal development, you'll improve your confidence, expand your horizons, stay relevant, and open to new opportunities. So, what are you waiting for? Let's start unlocking your full potential today so we can keep learning, growing, and thriving. I appreciate you all joining. If you have any other questions, you can drop them down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff that you can do across platforms. I'll also include a link for a Clarity Discovery chat via Zoom. I think it's about 25 minutes, the link I'll provide. And I hope you found this valuable and helpful. And I'll see you back here very soon. All right, enjoy the rest of your week.